So the easiest way to understand whether it's a muscle strain or a disc problem in your lower back is the sort of the mode of onset. So if you've lifted something abnormally heavy, then you may well have strained the muscle. But generally speaking, if you really do strain a muscle, it normally tears and ruptures, and that will cause damage. And you tend to get those sorts of problems in the large prime movers, like the pecs, for example, when doing bench press. They're a sort of a pure and simple, you've strained the muscle, it's damaged, it's bleeding, it's bruising, etc. When we come to the lower back muscles themselves, really, I don't really buy into this whole muscle strain, muscle spasm thing as being the thing to treat. Muscle spasm is, generally speaking, and in my opinion, more or less always, going to be a reaction to an injury in maybe the disc, maybe the facet joints, but basically this section of your spine here, be on the front where the discs are, or on the back where the little facet joints are, they get strained because you've lifted something. Now the muscles strained at the same time, yes, but what happens is these get strained, they send a reaction to the muscle to tell the muscle to tighten up to protect them so they don't get injured further. And that may have other consequences such as pain, etc. But going and saying the muscle's tight, we should work on the muscle, is not the problem. The muscle's protecting an injury in here, and that's the overwhelming majority of cases. So really, very, very unlikely that it's a muscle strain. It's more likely a muscular reaction that is strained to protect an injury in your lower back. It may not be a full-blown disc bulge, but it may just be a little bit of inflammation that's built up around some damaged tissue in and around that area of the lower back. But it's very unlikely to be primarily a muscle problem.